afternoon. This is John Hampton. This is Round Television Bible Study for June the 26th, 2022. And today we're studying the fourth trumpet judgment. This will be from Revelation chapter 8, verse 12. And the fourth angel sounded, and the third part of the sun was smitten, and the third part of the moon, and the third part of the stars. So as the third part of them was darkened, and the day showed not for a third part of it, and the night likewise. So we just come through three of the trumpet judgments. The first one, of course, being the um, fire and the brimstone that burned up a third of the grass and the trees. The second trumpet judgment being the oceans turning to blood and being deadly poison to people who touch them. The third trumpet judgment was third of the rivers turning to blood, and whoever touched them died of the poison. So now we get past that, and now God is dimming the light, so to speak, by causing it not only the sun and the moon and the stars to be a third less bright than they normally are, but if you understand the way that it reads, it also means that they will shine for a third less time, which means that it'll be more dark more of the time. A day won't be a full day. It'll be like, instead of 8 hours, it'll be like maybe 6 hours. So it's kind of a weird situation that you would be in. Now, that being said, I will say that, I can only imagine the effect that would have on the power grid, especially in places where solar power and wind power are the main things that are used. It would definitely wreak havoc on solar power because a third less time and a third less energy and a third less brightness probably equals more than a third less solar power, I would imagine. So, it's not going to be fun to live through something like that. In fact, it would be kind of scary to live through something like that. Everybody thinks of solar eclipse is kind of weird looking, or lunar eclipse when they happen these days. Imagine having something like that that goes on and on and on for days and weeks. Now, it's not going to be a permanent thing because later on you'll see where the sun gets so bright in a future judgment that it causes fire to erupt on the earth in places. So it won't go on. None of these judgments will last the entire 7 years. They'll be in cycles. One will start, and then it'll run its cycle, and then another will start, and it'll run its cycle. And now the only thing God is not telling us here is how long each one will run. They may run their cycle in a week, but some of them may take months to run their cycle. So, God has His own timetable for things like this. Now, good news is those who love the Lord, according to the Bible, will be taken up first in the rapture before any of these judgments take place. Have you accepted the Lord as your Savior? If not, ask Him into your heart. Ask Him to forgive you for your sin. Ask Him to be Lord of your life, and then you will be able to go up in the rapture with the rest of the church, and not have to live through this awful time that's predicted in the Bible. Now, we're going to start our study next week. In fact, we're going to probably run the 5th through 7th trumpet judgments together in a study I'm going to call the Three Woes. It'll start with verse 13 of Revelation chapter 8, and it'll run through probably, look here, It runs to the end of chapter 10. So we'll probably just take first woe next week. Trumpet Judgment number 5. As each one of these get pretty lengthy. So what we'll do is we'll look at the first woe next week. That'll be Trumpet Judgment number 5. And then in the weeks to come, we will talk about Trumpet Judgments 6 and 7. So look forward to reading with you on those and getting through those. Now, see, once you get through the last of once you get to the last of the trumpet judgments, the last half of the tribulation, known as the Great Tribulation, will have the 7 vial judgments. And so those can get pretty bad as well. We'll see all about them next time. In the meantime, this is John Hampton. God bless and have a